Hey there, everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. I'm here to say few things in my heart before I, on other hands, go back to the holiday and all this stuff we have today and so on. Okay, it's not Christmas yet, but it will be next day. So I have only one day, of course. The reason to why I do that is because I feel I need to. And that's really important for my case, of course. But I will tell you something actually was in my heart. So long I remember my own pain. Maybe you will know exactly how your pain was. Well, okay. For many years, as I remember from my early childhood, I had for once get a friend. Of course, I have friends, both females and males, of course. But that day was a special day. As you know, I was actually training when I was young, in swimming and so on. I was friend with a girl once, in same age as I am myself. She was the nicest, politest person ever I met. Both of us came along, of course, and in few days we have actually played, of course. And okay, not play, but played, of course. As normal children do. I think I was just 11 years old back in the days. Well, not exactly, I guess. No, of course, I was 11 now when I remember. However, the parent to the child, on other hands, wasn't so polite, because that day when I wanted to just call my friend, of course, her mother, on other hands, rejected me, but not because she know exactly who we're calling. No, I don't think she know exactly. But I was hurt, of course. That person rejected me. I was only a child who just called, but she immediately yelled. I couldn't go in and say, but I'm just a child or something. But I'm not so sure exactly. Was it because I was just a stranger, or did she know exactly who was under the phone? Of course, I felt a little offended, but not exactly offended exactly. More like sad, of course. And that was something I know exactly. The one who could be my friend was rejected by an adult who literally told me to never call her again. But I had in my heart all the time if I should actually forgive that person or not. But for the sake of my friend, of course, I forgave the mother. But I'm not so sure if the mother knew exactly who was she talking to. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Well, that was a lesson, of course. Before you become a friend to someone, always go to the parent and say who you are and anything. And perhaps the parents will give you an opportunity to be a friend to her child. That's number one. So yeah, that person is forgive so long time ago. Even if I remember how it still hurts in my heart, of course. The second part is a man who I generally hate today, even if I didn't hate him early because I couldn't justify myself if I should forgive him or not. I was greeting a person I thought I know. But when he turns around, I forgave myself for seeing a wrong person, so I took my own butt and walked away. That person followed me like an angry person who didn't like when I visit him or touch him, of course. I was only taking him on the ankle, nothing more. I haven't hurt him, but he felt offended of that. But here was the thing, something he didn't like, of course. He told me straight that I should never, ever touch him again. And here was something he repeated, as I don't want to tell, because as I said earlier, I don't want to identify myself, no matter what kind of color, background, or whatever. Not even my community. But here's the thing. He hated my kind. My kind. As he's saying, we are known to be rapists, and he thought I was the part of it. I, on the other hand, wasn't, but I made a promise to him to never, ever do it again. But here's the thing, I don't know if he was drunk or not. But I know that he had the opportunity to follow me without to miss any points. So I guess he had only drink for one can with beer and nothing more. But that doesn't make a person drunk, of course. That person were clear, nuktery or whatever I should call it. However, I was so mad in same day and was thinking, what should I do? Should I confront him or not? However, as I remember, I lost my own father 2009 and I rejected the party already 2010. 2011 I was collecting myself and was thinking maybe I should enjoy myself. But instead I met this motherfucker, or should I say fatherfucker, who actually accused me or saw me as a rapist because I belonged to that kind. And yeah, again, I'm not ready to tell my kind yet, but I was offended to that guy, of course, and I hate him today. I do it. I won't forgive him at all. Not until I get an explanation why. And yeah, the reason to why I hate him today, why I accepted to never forgive him, was something alike I met with a person who's actually hit the record. It was a woman this time, who actually accused me for some false thing because I greeted her. That day I visited to another town and I was so happy to see my town, not my town exactly, that town I visit too. However, as we know, this town is full of negative people, of course, but I didn't care about that. I was actually minding my own business until I come across a woman who was sitting there with her two friends who were so angry at me that day and didn't like that I actually gave a thumb up. But that was my way to greet someone, of course. She was offended, she was angry. But it wasn't because of some community or whatever I belonged to. No, it was because of my gender, of course. But I don't care. But this is not about my gender, of course. This is about what kind of image I had. So that's why she was so mad and furious. Because I, on other hands, in my face, I looking like a geek, on other hands, in the face, of course. That's why she, on other hands, was so upset with me. Even if she could actually talking about many things. And as I know, she mentioned about somebody I recognize in the name, who made me think twice. That person, on other hands, who were known as the ex-criminal, who actually sabotage everything and so on. So I was thinking, was it because of this person she has stalked me so long time that she, on the other hand, was offended because I greeted her or whatever? But no, I think that she was a friend to that criminal once upon a time. And on the other hand, I don't know the rest of the story, but I think we are still great friends. I, on the other hand, was only supposed to get the fuck off her minds. I have actually been seeing her for twice in same day. She, on the other hand, expressed her feelings and her anger towards me for just greeting her. She was so offended all the time. And that day, she, on the other hand, sent her friend, on the other hand, one of her friends living in same town as I do, and we're explaining and calling her, and I couldn't understand who was it again. I was so mad and furious day after, because I recognized that girl who actually were together with that girl, who were offended because I greeted her. So in over 3 or 4 years, I have been stalked by those females here in the town I live. And I had in a hell long shit in my fucking life. She even spread false rumors about me. And that's why I'm living in hell, which reminded me why my heart, on the other hand, changed it so long time that none of them who have offended me deserve apologize from me anymore. That person, I start to think, even that man who offended me, who once were my concern, if I should apologize, if I should forgive him or not. But I stand in my foot today and saying I ain't going to forgive him at all. I remember that I was offended early, and that man, on the other hand, who once talked with his friend day after, or should I say, some year after, when I met him for second time. I couldn't find him, but it's easy to find me, of course. That's why I don't believe in love anymore. That's why I'm negative as a person. And all those things. When I talk with the police, on the other hand, about stalkers, one mentioned that maybe that girl liked me, of course. Of course not. She worked with that girl who, that woman who actually was offended for me greeting to that person. That person, of course. And here am I, still talking about that every day, and have a difficult time to ever think if I ever would forgive her, of course. I don't have any great time at all. I feel like a person who actually want to make something correct and make people who letted me down feel the wrath of myself, or maybe get paid back by some other nincompoops out there who will be offended in the same way they were offended for me for some joking thing. But I hope those people may commit a crime so both of them can get in to feel that kind of pain they have already spread on me. Yeah. And again, when I said about that, again, I actually asked it around in the forum about some person actually accusing me for false thing I haven't done. But I couldn't prove since the signs were gone. But the rumors people started to spread around was going viral everywhere. Women who actually talk with each other and were thinking that I was a dangerous man. I wasn't a dangerous man. That was actually a hard thing to ever think about. But I made my lesson to never go closer to women. And as I have been, remember what my parents once said, never be alone with a woman at all. Both of them had told me, of course, and I'm very happy that they told me early. But one thing is sure, I love my friends on other hands, but I hate my enemies. I do. And the second cop I tried to talk will never like to... Wait, not the second. The third one. The second were willing to talk. And I was happy she could talk. But there was nothing she could do, of course. But the third one refused to listening. She just hung up. That's the thing. I'm actually very mad. But like I said, as I had in my heart, I want to create a movement, an equal movement for everybody. A gender equal movement who both represent men, women, and other genders, of course, as an equalist. No one need to be bigger or stronger than the other one. No one need to be smarter or beautiful than the other one. And no, I don't care what exactly. The only thing we could respect is that we all are different. No matter what kind of gender we all belong to. We all can be accepted no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're a big and strong woman. It doesn't matter if you're a smart and wise guy or whatever I should call him. Yeah, that's the thing in my head. But that's the only thing that's spinning around now. And the only thing I can do is just keep on and on and on about who should actually have the right thing to do what exactly seems to be alright. I, on the other hand, refuse to allow some kind of person who actually crucify me because of my gender. I don't care. The only thing I care about is to fix whatever was exactly destroyed. And yeah, I ain't going to turn around and ignore that part. I will always remember that, and I will always fight against that. That's the only thing I have in my mind. However, I won't quit when it comes to myself. I will keep fighting, even if that means I have to deal with it every day. That's all I have anyway, and I wish all of you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. Goodbye.